So it's getting live streamed right now. Okay. So that is how you set up the live stream from Zoom. Okay. Like I'm just going to go over here, click on more, live stream, and then select YouTube. Okay. So I'm just going to stop recording. Hey there, we will get started in a little bit. I'm just waiting for some more people. Okay. Hey, everybody. Thank you for joining in. Let's get started. This is the BSMD webinar or the BSMD process where I'm going to go over what are the different medical options that a student can pursue, specifically the BSMD program, the BSDO, and I'm going to show you a resume as to how a profile is built. We've had extensive experience in helping our students get into the BSMD program. And of course, it's imperative that you have an exceptional profile for all the scholarships and the acceptance. That is it. And I'm going to show you what the profile building is. Okay. So anybody has a question about profile, anybody wants to share their point of view about what profile is, put it in the chat and you will get a special reward for answering it correctly. So who here wants to answer the question as to what is a profile? What is a profile? Anyone? Just raise your hand and put your answer in the chat. I hope you can put the answer in the chat. Soumya, can you chat? Just send a sample chat so that we know that the chat is working. Anyone? What's a profile? Anyone wants to give it a stab? Got it? Yes, it is. It is kind of your resume. That's very, very good. Okay, so yes, you all have the answers, and I'm just going to put it together. Resume. So yes, what do you put in the resume? It's basically a combination of your extracurricular activities, your grades, your test score, and everything. So there is the academic part, and then there is the activities part. And the activities is what gets you those scholarships, right? Activity is something that's done outside the four walls of the classroom, right? And it has a tangible, measurable outcome or an impact. Okay. So that's very important. I mean, also clubs, there are a lot of people who say, oh, I'll join the club, or I'm like a leader in the club. Clubs are low level activities. They are fillers, is what I call it. So, the 10 extracurricular activities, the top four or top five is super, super, super important, right? So that is what differentiates a candidate. That is what gets you into those amazing schools and scholarships. So that is what we're going to focus on. If there were one concept that I want to teach you is the overall holistic profile. And please don't assume that, hey, my child is very good academically, so it's a shoo-in, or you feel like, oh, my daughter or son is doing things, like they could do 10 things poorly, but what the colleges are looking for is doing two or three things deeply. So keep that in mind while you build a profile, okay? And whatever solutions we have built, it's based on our conversations with the admissions officer, what the program is looking for, and we've had tremendous success over time. But it's a lot of time and effort that goes in building the student's profile. And also, I want to remind you that you may be confident that you've learned everything about the BSMD, but who is going to make the child do those activities, right? That's why you need us, okay? And don't just assume that knowing everything there is for the program is enough, or you have to go find that best scholarship opportunity, and don't be the hamster on the wheel that's like constantly looking for the best deal or the best opportunity. Focus on building that profile, building the activity, building the personality, doing something that's uncommon, okay? Doing something that's brave and brash and yeah, bold, right? So that is how we build the profile. And I'm going to teach you the different steps in how the whole process works, what my students have done, and my solution. And hang around till the end of the program, and you'll get a free scholarship guide, which we have accumulated. There are a lot of scholarships, and I'll show you how my students get into these colleges with a lot of scholarships. So typically, a BSMD program is going to cost you anywhere from $70,000 to $85,000. Working with us will bring it down to 35 to 50, because that's where we are focused on. There is no fluff, there is no unethical lying, there is nothing. It's like pure, effort, honest and ethical effort that's organic to your child. Okay, so that said, I'm just going to go over my presentation. Any questions, please put them in the chat and we will get started. Okay, so we have the BSMD and the DO process. A bit about me. I'm an immigrant. I studied in India and I started this company because I wanted to support my son. I mean, now he's graduated from Georgia Tech. He graduated with 3.5 years with a master's, and I had to literally find opportunities for him to build his profile. Okay. And I was like, this process does not have to be this complicated. And I made it my mission to simplify the process. Okay. And these are my qualifications. I'm a Tony Robbins certified life coach. I'm a positive psychology coach and executive functioning skills coach, which is the prefrontal cortex of the brain. Okay, so that is where the planning, prioritization, focus, everything is there. And that's the part of the brain. All of us put so much pressure on the teens. So without understanding the teen psychology, there is no outcome or success. So I have a team of 25 wonderful people, and I have so many psychometrists who are part of the team, who really, really work very closely with students. And that is how we are able to deliver the results, because we understand teens, their psychology, their mental health, their aspirations, and everything. I'm also a meditation instructor and a pranic healer, and I did my college counseling from UC Berkeley. All my team members, they have done from UC Berkeley as well. Career counseling, everything. We have a whole team that is dedicated to getting kids the academic success and the college success that they're aspiring for. Okay, so this is my family. My husband graduated from Harvard Extension School. My older son did his, he got into Georgia Tech and got out. My older son is getting a lot of acceptances. I'm not allowed to share that with anyone. He's a rising senior, but he's not a STEM kid. He's a political science policy change kind of a kid. And we built his profile. He's gotten a lot of media attention and everything. Okay. So who is the program for? What we offer? You want to skyrocket your child's success, you're in the right place. You want to create an unbeatable profile, we are here. You want to outplay the competition, you've got it, we've got you. You want to fuel your learning, your child's learning, you've got it. But that's very, very important. If the mindset of parents and children is very, very important here, and I cannot emphasize more in what is really needed to get to that finish line. Okay. And our agenda, you're going to see the different medical paths, BSMD versus BSDU, ingredients of a successful candidate, our results, and our solution for BSMD. Okay. Our programs are not for you. Gifted Gabber is not for you if you're searching for shortcuts. Okay. You don't have patience. You just want to game the system. We are not there for you. You are very hardworking, but when it comes to your child, you're reluctant. You feel like minimum work needs to get maximum effort. I'm sorry, we can't help you. And also, if you feel like grades alone are going to land your child in BSMD program, or you feel like you can just take them to India and shadow for 3 weeks, don't game the system. You will not get a profile by taking shortcuts. Okay. And also, if you're seeking a deal, you're a deal seeker, you want the lowest price, then we are not for you. This is Guru Dakshina. This is paying for the tutors, and I have really, really top-notch instructors, and they are not inexpensive. Okay, so what you will get with us is quality and value. Okay, and outcome. Ours is a goals-oriented outcome company. And if your intentions and your beliefs align with us, we are here for you. Okay. So we all, like I said, we have the scholarship course, and we have special coupon for attendees. We love to meet people who take the time to come to this webinar. Okay, and as success, my students have gotten into Stanford, UPenn, Cornell, Harvard, pre-med, all the UCs, NYU, Carnegie Mellon. I can put all the logos in here. We're very, very proud of our students. And please don't think that we only cater to the top five. I'm sorry, the top 1%. We are there for everybody. We have students who are on the learning disability, who have mental health issues, who are on IEP, who are 504, like middle, like average, above average, below average. everybody does exceptionally well with our program. Okay. Then our BSMD success, of course, St. Louis, Texas, NMed, Augusta, St. Bonaventure, Hofstra, UC, Merced, NYU, South Alabama, full tuition. Every year, I get about 3 or 4 students who get full tuition, full ride. Stony Brook, everything. Like we build an exceptional college list, and our students get in. Okay. So, ready to know the success formula? Let's get started. Let me tell you that it comes to the action. Okay, you can like come to many webinars, go Google, try to find the information. It's like trying to light a matchstick in a cave. And here I am with a blowtorch. Boom, you'll get to the end point very, very fast. That's what it is. It's the choice is yours. And most time we see parents procrastinating or having a lot of doubts in their mind, which in turn affects students, right? And we can only help you when you give us an opportunity to transform your child, right? So that's the way it is. We have the formula which has worked, and we keep tweaking that, and we have the complete method to kind of take your child to the BSMD program. Okay, so let's go to start about the medical program, the different paths that are there. You have the traditional path, which is nothing wrong with that. It's the backup, and we always have that. It's like the 4-year undergrad. Students do the MCAT, and then they take on the college application, I mean, the MD application, and they have to apply individually to the different programs, and it's extremely time consuming, and there's no guarantee, right? So that is why the traditional program is always the backup, but they're always looking for the accelerated program, okay? Then this is very important. If you're multitasking, please come back. You want to take a snapshot of this, please take it, because this is super, super, super important. For the medical school application, you need an MCAT score, overall GPA, organic chemistry, biology, physics, math GPA, shadowing experience, clinical experience, research experience and publication, volunteering, and letters of recommendation. Now, this is going to repeat for the BSMD program, and this is expected at a high school level, except replace the MCAT score with the SAT, ACT score. Okay, that is the difference. Any questions about the traditional program, put it in the chat and I'll address it. Okay, and then the early assurance program is something that's in between the traditional and the accelerated. Okay, and it's like in the sophomore year, you apply for the BSMD program. So students have 2 years to kind of figure out whether they really want to pursue medicine or not. So I like this because it's in between, okay? And yeah, they get some time to figure out whether they want to be part of it, okay? Next is the combined medical program. That's what you're here for, which is a direct MD program. So the requirements are much before joining the program, and in order to stay in the program, it's a conditional acceptance, but it's guaranteed that you're part of the medical program, right? So that is like a big peace of mind. I've spoken to a lot of students who are like, they take the gap year and everything to get into the medical school, right? But here you have that kind of assurance. So all you have to do is like build your profile in high school, right? So that you can really, really get acceptance for an 8-year program or a 7-year program, okay? So that's what BSMD has different names for it. It's also called the Direct MD program, the Accelerated Medical program, BSMD, and everything. But essentially, it means that you're getting into the MD school without a separate application process, but a conditional acceptance, which I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so how hard is it to get into the BSMD program? Extremely. The acceptance is between 1 to 5%. So your child has to be performing there, right? So yes, and Hofstra is very, very strict. It's like you want to apply it to Hofstra, make sure you're in the top 5 or top 10% of your classroom. Okay, but there are good BSMD programs that are not that selective, but exceptionally good as well. Okay, so another option is BSDO. when you go to your primary care physician, do ask them what kind of the doctor they are. So 60% of the DO physician, they come back to like primary care, which is medical, family medical, internal medicine, OBGYN, pediatrics, and everything. Okay. So that's a very, very nice program. And you should check with your physician to ask them what kind of a doctor they are. My physician, who's amazing, is a DO. Okay. And the difference between MD and DO is MD is allopathy or modern medicine, DO is osteopathy, and they use an osteopathic manipulative treatment for DO. So they are both very, very exceptionally good options that you have. So my students typically have DO schools in them as well. Okay, so now the question is, what makes a great PSMD profile? And I'm going to show you the 6 categories. If you're multitasking, come back, take a screen snapshot of this slide because it's super important. These 6 categories: academics, test score, research, community service, clinical or medical exposure, then wow factor in the extracurricular activity. Okay, it's very common when I speak to parents, they say, oh, my child is in HOSA. I mean, HOSA is a very, very common activity. Pretty much 60 or 70% of the students are going to be in HOSA, right? So I'm not saying it's a bad activity. It's just that it's just too generic and common. There are 2 types of candidates. One is a generalist and one is a specialist. Generalist is a dabbler, wants to join every activity and does things like kind of poorly. I mean, how is it possible to be exceptional at 20 different activities? But a specialist is one who has a specialization in an area, like, for example, cancer. So the student has cancer research, has an internship, and writes a paper to publish and everything. And that is what they will write in their supplemental essays and everything. And guess what? That is the kind of profile colleges are looking for. So any questions about these 6 components, please put them in the chat. Grades, super important. Class rank is needed. If it's not supplied, that's okay. AP, IB doesn't matter. Okay. Then this is the course selection that I recommend. And I've seen it working because we've had so much experience, case studies with our students. We know the exact formula that is needed. Okay. So this is what I call the golden rectangle. You need to have AP biology, AP chemistry, calculus AB is good enough. BC is a bonus, then physics 1. So these physics 1 or honors physics, super duper important in the courses, okay? And then the courses that are needed by the top colleges are 15, 30 plus in SAT and 34 plus. It can be either SAT or ACT. There is no discrimination. Okay, now for the extracurricular activities. If you're multitasking, come back, take a snapshot. Okay, so it has to be a wow factor. So extracurricular activity is something that you do outside the 4 walls of the classroom. Okay, AP research is not an extracurricular activity, it's part of the curriculum, right? So you have volunteering, it has to be medical related, shadowing, and research. These are the 3 must-have extracurricular activity if you want to get into the BSMD or good pre-med program. Got it? So volunteering, nursing homes, hospice cares, hospitals, they are all very, very common, super important. Then shadowing a pediatrician, physician, dentist, chiropractor. I keep hearing things like, oh, I cannot find an opportunity. This is why you have to join our counseling program, because we will help your child get into the shadowing, volunteering, all that, right? You cannot just come and say, oh, my child doesn't have this, help me, right? In order for us to help you, you've got to commit your child to the program so that I can work with them. We can all work with them, right? And if you feel like you just need to like hop around one place to another and get partial information, that's not going to help you. And by the time students come to me in the senior year, it's already too late. They don't have shadowing, they don't have volunteering, and they don't have enough time to get those hours. So it's very, very important that you start planning in 9th grade, because you need a minimum of 100 hours for shadowing, 100 hours for volunteering. And this is where we show and actually get your student into shadowing and volunteering with our counseling program. Okay. Then research. is very important because they want a child or a student to write a hypothesis, right? And that is what we offer as well. There are two types of research opportunities that you can pursue. One is publish a research paper. Second is work in a lab. We know that after the pandemic, working in a lab is extremely, extremely hard to get those opportunities. So publishing a research paper is what we offer. A well-researched paper is peer-reviewed by an expert, and then it's published in a scientific journal, and it's preferably a medical field topic, and we help our students do that through our neuroscience research, cancer research, nano research, infectious diseases research. We have experts that come in and work with our students, and this is the most popular program. Okay, now I'm just going to quickly go over a resume of a BSc MD, BSDO candidate. Now, this student did 3 researches with us, and her paper was published. So when a student's paper gets published, it gets posted on their we submit papers to this journal, and you will be able to see that the colleges will see that this has been published, right? So that is what really cinches their application, builds that profile. All my students get a lot of acceptances and scholarships because they have a lot of research in them. Okay, and internships, she came back to be our intern. We offer internships to our students who finish research with us. She worked in a lab as well, did some experiment and everything. Shadowing, as you see here, she shadowed a dentist. She volunteered in a hospital. She had leadership. So this is an exceptional profile, and we worked with her and her sister for a while. Okay, any questions about the profile? Let us know. This is another student. If you see here, she has all these kind of activities. If you see here, she has all the shadowing opportunities, and then you can put external links in your resume. Okay, and we also record students' thesis defense and put them on the YouTube, and they can link it in the resume. So that is how you kind of build your resume. Let me just go over this. Okay. Any questions about the resume and the profile building, please put them in the chat and I'll address them. As you can see here, she's got a lot of lab experience and everything, and extracurricular activities as well. She has a lot of them, and she got into Rensselaer Polytechnic, which I'm going to show you what is the acceptance. They only take 17 students, and our student was one of them. Okay. And next, I'm going to go over the cost of this one. If you see here, our students get about $30,000 upwards per year from colleges. As you can see here, this student got this scholarship, and I'm going to tell you it's not easy. We prepared her for the interview, her essays, and pretty much everything which resulted in this acceptance with money. It's not enough. If you get accepted, you've got to get that money because it's so expensive. Okay, and I'm going to show you acceptance of my student who got 4 offers, but she shortlisted on Drexel, Hofstra, and St. Louis. As you can see here, the cost of going to this program is anywhere between $70,000 to $85,000, and this part is something that you need to look over. If you want to take a snapshot, please take it, because it showcases the amount of scholarships that we get for your child. So if you see here, she got 29K scholarship, bringing down to 41,000. Hofstra, she got over $40,000, which brought her price to 37. And Drexel is pretty stingy, but Drexel is an amazing BSMD program, but it only gave her 24,000. So you see here, the cost of college is going to be from 70 to 85. And look at what happens here when you go through us. Okay, when you enroll in any of our research or our counseling program, your profile is going to be like top notch. Okay, any questions about the cost, please put them in. And also, if you want, please take a snapshot, because the cost of college is just not the fee. You have room and board, books, supplies, plane charges, and everything. Like, for example, my son went to Georgia Tech, and I'm in Pennsylvania. So we had to consider the plane charges and everything, but he had super duper scholarships. We practically paid anything for him, except for last year when he got a job and we said no doing TA, right? He did master's for free because he had a teaching assistant job that paid up his fee. We said no, go focus on your job. And that was the only time I paid my son's fee. So yes, my rule is, bottom line, you should focus on building that profile to get you these kind of scholarships. And it's not an overnight thing, and it's not going to come to you just because you wish. You've got to put in that effort. Your child's got to put in that effort. Okay, do the research for 15 weeks, write that research paper. They are going to cry buckets, okay, and submit that paper for publishing, and work hard, get those shadowing opportunities, get those volunteering opportunities. This is how I'm like showing you our outcome and success here. Okay, so any questions, put them in the chat. I'm going to go over. This is her acceptance letter she got into the Hofstra. Oh, by the way, she ended up going to Hofstra because Hofstra has an exceptional medical program. And like I said, it's top 1%, right? So she got it. Okay, now I'm going to go over the application process. It is complicated. It is like a root canal. It's pretty hard. Okay, so you have an undergrad application, then a medical application, then an interview, which typically is in person. Okay, so the Common App is the undergrad app that students apply at the senior year. Okay, so I get asked by a parent, oh, will you help with college applications when your child is in the 9th grade? You don't really need essay writing. You need the profile building, right? So when they are in 12th grade, like about October, they will start working on the due date is October, but August of the year when they're just entering the senior year is when the application starts. Okay, and if the profile is good, the undergrad profile is good, then they get invited to submit the medical application. So you have the BS, you have the MD. So after the medical application, if they like the candidate very much, at that point, they're invited to a multiple medical interview, and that whole framework is entirely different. It can be in a group, it can be one person, they will go from room to room, they will be given a project. You never know. Every college is different. We were preparing our student for Nova Southeastern, Drexel, St. Bonaventure, and we know about every college because we have that number of students who've gone, and you can just multiply it by like 15, right? So we've pretty much covered the gamut into every BSMD program that's out there, and we know their rubric and their formula. Okay, if you're multitasking, come back. Take a snapshot of this picture because it's super important, okay? And also, I'm going to throw in another thing which is quite confusing. Some colleges need a Casper test, okay? What is it? So Drexel and Hofstra, they need a Casper test, which is a psychological test. So it's like a situational test, so like a kind of an ethical dilemma. So the student has to take that, okay? And my student, Gia, she got like 98% in her Casper test, and she's been invited to Drexel for her medical interview, okay? So we prepare students in that, and it's quite complicated. I mean, you can't expect a child to know everything, or yourself, right? You have a full-time job, you're in the corporate world, you're trying to raise your children, you've got so much going on, but on the other hand, we are entrenched in this process, and we know what is going on and how to prepare for them. Okay, I have wonderful mentors. My head of counseling is who works with students to prepare students for the medical interview. She teaches them the 4 pillars of medicine and how to answer those questions, because it's very important. I've seen parents coming to me saying, hey, you know what, my student got into the UKMC but failed the medical interview. I mean, I'm like, oh my God, this is so depressing, right? Because the child was not prepared to answer those questions and also show the confidence. What does a doctor need to be? And they have to get that confidence that your child can go and save lives, right? So this is a super important profession. Please don't think that you can take shortcuts or wing it, right? It doesn't happen. If you want your child to be the best surgeon to cut open their brain of some human being, they've got to be performing at that level, okay? So any questions about the process, please put them in and I'll address them, okay? So the question is, have you gained clarity about the PSMD and the PSDO accelerated program? Thumbs up, thumbs down. You're not going to get it anywhere. My husband makes fun of me. Joe, why do you kill them with like 85 slides? Can't you just show 2 slides? No, because I believe in teaching you. You will not get this information anywhere. Okay. So my question to you is, how do you beat the competition? I gave you the blueprint. Now, how? I mean, for what the colleges require, what the program requires. Now, how are you going to go about creating that profile, right? How do you beat the competition? It's intense. So, simple, create a plan to differentiate from others. Okay. You go to an activity and you see 600 students from your school. It's not an activity that the admission officer is going to be impressed with. Got it? Because it's generic, it's going to be in everybody's profile. So that is why we have our unique solutions. Our research program is the PhD Resistance, or the best program that has been running for over 4 years. We've seen stupendous results, right? They come back and tell us what the admission officers are telling them. And it's also like a foundation to get into that. I have parents who say, can my child get into an internship? Can my child get this? But the thing is, you need to answer the question, why your child deserves an internship. What do they have that they can contribute, right? So my student who got into Stanford, she finished her research with us, got into the MIT's biomedical internship. She used our research in her profile. She spoke about it in the interview. She got into the MIT biomed program, which later in turn helped her get into Stanford, right? So you've got to put in that kind of effort. And it's very, very hard to work with research professors. Okay, you've got to work with a university professor. Otherwise, the research or the essay that you write is a blog. Get it? So you can only submit it to journals if you have done it under an expert. And colleges deem this research as good only if a student has worked with a professor or an expert in that field. And that is why we have these programs. We have cancer, we have neuroscience, infectious disease, nano, AI, and everything. But we, based on the professor availability, we launched the program. So at the moment, we have cancer and nano that is open, and our counseling program. So that is how it is. And I kept getting asked a lot, oh, do you offer this in summer? Can I join in summer? And that's when I tell parents that I'm getting you the greatest teacher. I mean, if you know about Mahabharata, it's Dronacharya. I'm getting you that teacher to teach your children. And then you come and tell me, oh, can Dronacharya accommodate my child's schedule and teach my child in summer? So it's not possible. Professors are extremely busy and they don't want to work with high school students, right? They have PhDs and they get grants and everything. So it's extremely difficult to get professors, and we build the program when they're available. And in summer, they're not available because they like to work with their PhD candidates. Okay, any questions about our research program? Please put them in the chat and I'll address them. So the design of our research program is like this. We have 2 professors who work with students. One is the expert, another is a creative writer. They simultaneously work. We produce a 4,000-word research paper that we help students submit for publishing. Okay. And neuroscience is closed. It was for January. At the moment, we have cancer, which is very, very popular and it's getting filled up. This professor is from Wayne State University. So from the past, this professor is fairly new. He's been with us for 2 years. Tremendous success with students who applied for colleges and got into the BSMD program. And Wayne State University itself has a BSMD program. Okay, and then we have our creative writers. They are, again, experts. They are creative writing professors who teach students to write a 4,000-word paper. And colleges love to see a student having written that paper, right? And see how your profile is going to be, right? You can see the picture that we are building here. And what to expect in a research paper. There's going to be diagrams, there's going to be data, there's going to be graphs, and we teach kids to do that. Got it? And the biggest thing is we help them submit for publishing. Okay, and that is something that's very, very important. And let me remind you, the publication takes 6 months. Okay, and if you are a junior, you don't have much time, please reach out to us and we will help you. Because the college application, the first set of submission is first week of October, and we would like to get our paper published by then. And this is the reality. Prince Charles had to wait for like 50 years to kind of become a king, but the research world is like that. It takes a very, very long time. Okay, and we have a counseling which is starting this Sunday. Exceptional program where in 10 to 12 weeks we help you build that outline. Okay, if you want one-on-one, we do have that. It is about $5,000, or you can join in our group lessons, which is pretty phenomenal. It doesn't matter. The same thing that's taught in the one-on-one is going to be taught in the group lesson, and there will be a one-on-one lesson. All the details are available on our website. You will be able to look at the timelines and everything, and it's starting this weekend. Okay, if your child is a 9th or a 10th grader, this is the perfect time. Okay, so stop the analysis paralysis, how to do this and everything. Parents have decision fatigue, right? I understand that there's so much to be done. You want to procrastinate, but then this is the best investment that you can give your child, is to teach them, right? And we have seen students doing phenomenally well. You just need to guide them and they just take over, and they are like, Joe, can I join this program? Joe, how is it going to look? That kind of energy is needed. The child needs to drive it. It's not enough if you parents have that knowledge, right? Then how to register? Everything is available on our website, giftedgabber.com. I'm just going to put the website details here. Everything is available on our website. Where's my Zoom? Gotta stop sharing for that. I'm going to stop sharing. Fantastic. So you can go over here. And I'm going to show you quickly how to navigate. It's super easy. So homepage, you can come to the courses. So we have artificial intelligence, cancer, nanoscience is not open, disease is not open, neuroscience is not open. All these are there. Then you have the group counseling program, which is the college counseling, the med and the non-med. This is the med. You click on the BSMD counseling and you will see the dates and everything, the schedule, and what is the program inside there. We will help you build that, right? So we have details like what is included session by session, testing strategy, how to build the resume, how to go look for those opportunities, get into the volunteering, get into the shadowing, build a passion project. Whoa, there's so much that we teach. But the transformation can only happen if you commit and enroll in our program, right? You can, that's what it is, right? So any questions, please put them in the chat. Then for the seniors who are applying to colleges, we have a separate program for them. Because it involves essays and college application. They are not part of this counseling. So if you're a junior, please do not enroll in this program. Come to us and we will give you a special program because it includes all of this. We have to prepare you for college essays, build a college list and everything. But we do not build a college list at the 9th and 10th grade. Okay. And yeah, a program success. Like I told you, Rainsila Polytechnic, I showed you her resume, 700 applicants, 15 or 18 get it, and our student was got in. And then typically our students get 4 BSMD offers or 1 to 2 BSMD acceptances in that. And there's no guarantee, but this has been a success rate, okay? And our students' research have been mentioned in the main the newspapers and everything. So we're very proud of them. And I want to tell you the amount of effort that we put in the essays, and you see they wrote a handwritten note. I enjoyed learning about Garba through your essay, and I'm happy that it makes you feel connected to your culture. This was the admissions officer of Hofstra praising a student's essay. So you can see the amount of effort that goes in there. Okay, and I want to read this a letter from Duke that says, I enjoyed reviewing your application, and the admissions committee was impressed by your innovative projects and research prowess, right? They are looking for research. So this is what it is, the profile building, right? And our students have gone into Johns Hopkins, full tuition, St. Bonaventure, pretty much everywhere. And then passion project, our students have gotten media coverage. This student, so this student came on the news. We built media profiles and everything as well. Okay, so just to reward you, we do have a special coupon, which is Spring 2025. You can apply that for our cancer research, our counseling. Also, you can enroll in, okay, and a free scholarship course that I had promised. I'm just going to share that. You can go and get access to that course. Okay, and that's what I have. I'm going to stop sharing and start answering your questions. So this is the scholarships. Okay. Okay. So let's start with the questions. So giftedgapper.com, all the information is available on our website. If anybody wants to talk, I can give you an opportunity to become a panelist and you can speak. Either way it works. Let me just go over. Okay, fantastic. So the question is, do all BSMD require SAT, ACT score? Absolutely. It's not test optional when it comes to BSMD. In fact, they have higher requirements for SAT, ACT. Their undergrad program may say, oh, we are test optional, but the program, BSMD program, super important. Great question. Does Brown also have a BSMD program? Yes, Brown has a BSMD program. I do not recommend my students going there because they don't give you a cent in scholarships, and it's like 80 to 90 grand. 80 to 90 grand times 8, which is $800,000. It's like dunking a Rolls Royce in the ocean. It's my students' option. I do put it in, but I like going pretty much tuition free in the undergrad so that you can spend most money in your MD program. Got it? My students have not gotten into Brown because they were not interested. They applied, but they didn't apply ED and they've gotten into like pretty good colleges with a lot of scholarships. So it doesn't matter where you go for your undergrad. What's important is grades, MCAT scores, application. So why would you spend 80K on a college? I wouldn't, right? So I hope that answers your question, John. 100 plus hours of volunteering and shadowing. Yes. 100 hours volunteering, 100 hours shadowing. So John, you can enroll into a program and we will build it. We will show your child how to go get those volunteering opportunities within 20 miles of your house. Okay, so we have all the process. So where are the papers published? I just shared that with you. It's called JSR, Journal of Student Research, and any journal that accepts high school students. You cannot compete with the PhD candidates. So of course, it has to be published in that. Okay, and John, I've made you the panelist, but hold on, let me just finish sharing. John says, can we get a copy of the resume? It was flashed so fast. John, you should be enrolling in our program. You will have all access to it. So yes, you've got to put your skin in the game. And of course, you can watch the recording, which is on YouTube. Please do that. And it's kind of unfair to expect us to share all our information without enrolling in a program. So once you enroll in our program, you'll have access to everything. Got it? I hope that answers your question, John. Is that per year? HN, what's the cost? Yes, it is $80,000 per year. Yes. Are publishing research paper with co-authors good, or they have to be individual? They have to be individual research papers. We offer that, and that's what we have seen. I don't like students doing a group. They learn in a group, but it's an individual research paper. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Do you mentor college students who are kind of doing the pre-med program? We don't do the pre-med medical counseling, but they can join our research program. I have a lot of students joining our research program, and we also give them the internship opportunities. They get to work with the professors. So a lot of undergrad candidates don't get an opportunity to do research. So we have a lot of students. Any restriction on H1 visa holders for BS? Yes, there are certain schools, because you're going to be a doctor. They expect someone who's like a green card or a citizen, but there are certain programs like Brown. We have a list of colleges that include H1B visas in the BSMD program. So please join our program. Like I said, if there are specific questions to your child, and we cannot address them in this call, please join our program and we will guide you. Okay, great. Jay, you can join our program and we'll help you build that list. Okay, what grade is recommended for any research? 8th grade parent here, you can definitely join our research program and we'll teach you. So what happens is they do their research and they write the paper, but they submit the paper when the 9th grade starts. So my program is like running all the time. So students finish research, they work during summer, and what they do is when they start their 9th grade, they come to us, and at that time we help them submit their research paper. So you can definitely join in the 8th grade, and in fact it will help you with APs and everything in the high school. So research helps with deep learning. They're learning, so it's an amazing activity. Get it? What is the acceptance rate of yours, a registered student last year? Fantastic. Thank you for asking. 90% acceptance into our undergrad programs, right? 90% acceptance. Okay, thank you for asking. The program looks heavy on shadowing experience. When do you usually start the shadowing? As which year of high school? HN, it starts at the 9th grade. That is why you need to start early, right? So that you can accumulate those hours. If you start really late, you won't have that number of hours. Why is it that BSMD programs are looking for shadowing? Because they want to be very sure that this child has encountered a place where they are administering care for the sick and medical care, right? So it is very important. You're getting into a medical program. You are getting your child ready to be a surgeon to cut open their brain. It's got to start in 6th or 7th grade, right? So that's what it is. You need those shadowing experience. Come to our program. We will help you find it, right? So that's super important. Don't make this assumption that they'll allow only if they're 16 and everything. Completely wrong. We've had students shadowing right from 8th and 9th grade. Which grade do you recommend starting counseling? 8th grade, if you can start research. 9th grade, you start counseling, because whatever we teach, we expect you to go and do it, and it doesn't count in the 8th grade. So if you're in the 9th grade, do that. Okay, I'm in California and wonder how this would suit for research at Troy. Excuse me, we are all over the country. The most students I get are from Cali, but I get disappointed. They're like, I want to go to the UCs. I get them all these acceptances, they'll go to UCLA or UC Davis. I'm like, yes, most like 60% of my students are from California. Of course, you will find research. Research is with us. Okay, you do the research with us. And the professor who teaches neuroscience, he's from University of Southern California. He's right there, right? And cancer is from Wayne State. And nano is from Arizona State University. So they're all over the place. So what if you're in California? We will help you build your profile. We will guide you into building the profile. Got it? Okay, so any other questions? John, you can unmute yourself and ask. Someone asked a question here. Okay, anyone? Yeah, I've unmuted yourself. You can unmute yourself and ask any questions. Yeah, okay, John raised his hand. I didn't make him a panelist. Yeah, okay, you can unmute yourself and ask. No, you don't want to ask? Okay, so any other questions? Okay, it's time to take action, right? You can come and learn and everything, but who's going to make your child do? It's us, right? It doesn't matter how much information you have, but to create an outcome, you've got to have their skin in the game, right? You can keep asking questions all you want. Anybody needs a call back, we can call you. If you feel like you have a specific question, please put it in the chat and we will call you immediately. We understand that you may have specific questions to your situation. We respect that. But if you have any questions, please put your phone number in the chat and we will give you a call back. Okay, any questions? It's wonderful that you've taken so much time to come and learn about the BSMD, and you're not going to get any of this that I showed on the Google. It's just not available. Okay, great. We will call you back. Yes, Vani, you will have to enroll in our program for a one-on-one, right? So because we have experts and everything, and you can join our counseling program, we have one-on-one as well. Okay, so I can call you back, Vani, if you can share anybody who wants a call back from me specifically, you can put your phone number in there and we can call you back. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Any other questions? Okay, great. Call you back. Okay. Any questions? Okay. If you don't have any questions, I'm going to let you guys go. Have a wonderful evening and bless you, bless your children, bless your projects and your finances, and do take care. Okay. Anyone wants a call back, please let me know. I will give you a call back right away in the next 2 minutes. Right? So, yes. Yeah. Okay, then. I'll